Hello,
Hello,
my name is Xander Newman,
I'm Taram Halverson
and today we are talking about Black Sabbath.
and Judas Priest.
They both share industrial backgrounds.
Oh, like a skinny puppet in Ministry?
No, you I meant industrial in a much more literal way. Sabbath and Judas Priest both started out in 1960s Britain, which led to them both being surrounded by industrial atmosphere and machinery.
What's that have to do with anything?
Well, Judas Priest says that he quote-unquote inhaled the metal, and I'm not sure if he meant that literally, but it definitely speaks volumes about how their environment influenced them. These industrial factories and machines had two major effects in my eyes. First of all, they were constantly surrounded by harsh industrial sounds from the factories, which led to them incorporating that into their music, via harsh guitars and vocals.
Well, how else did it affect them?
Well, honestly, it made them sad. The members of these bands lived a dreary, sad environment, which led to an exhaustion and tiredness from the monotony of London living. This influenced their lyrical matter as it made it bleaker and darker.
Well, that's cool, but where does all the religious influence come from?
Well, Sabbath was much more in that vein, and that stemmed from the fact that members were raised in a church, which led to an anti-religious movement being incredibly popular to the British youth as a counterculture.
So this, hellish environment affected the band how?
Well, the guitarist of Black Sabbath faced the brunt of this environment head-on, or should I say fingers-on. Tony Iommi cut off two of his fingertips entirely from a sheet metal manufacturing accident. The doctors told him he could never play guitar again, but due to some creative DIY prosthetic work with melted pen tips and some heavier strings, he found a way.
That must have been hard to play. Did that change their sound at all?
It actually did. The down-tuned guitars gave Sabbath a uniquely dark tone to their sound, which helped catapult them to success.
What else made the sound unique?
Well, the better question is what didn't, to be honest. Sabbath brought unique cultish religious themes, and quite importantly, a constant admiration for blues music, which gave them a unique groove and feel to their music, changing the landscape of rock forever.
Well, how does Judas Priest come into this?
Judas Priest's effect was much more technical, and much more visual compared to Sabbath, as they brought leather to the scene as a popular garment, in tandem with introducing dual guitars to the genre, opening the gates for more technical metal and death metal to take over the scene.
How else did they affect the extremity of the genre?
Priest definitely carved out a space for extremity in metal, just in different aspects. While Ozzy Osbourne was biting bats on stage, Rob Halford of Judas Priest had fired a real loaded machine gun with blanks into the audience.
Okay, but how did the two interact?
Priest and Sabbath had maintained a friendship and respected each other consistently throughout their careers, even touring together till the end.
So cute! So cute!
Thank you, and I'll see you next time on The Devil's Interval.
Bye!
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Black Sabbath versus Judas Priest. Begin! Judas Priest, you press. I think they should call you Judas Priest. Now my filler tracks. We invented metal while you parasites snatched. You were formulaic while I paved the path to the heavy world. When I am not touring, I am gonna hang out with your girl. You claim to be pioneers, but Sabbath's riffs were quickly feared. We use Satan's interval while you're shard dumping quickly neared.
What?